Race with the Buffalo, a Cheyenne legend. There was a time when all the animals lived in peace, when no one ate anyone else. All the animals were the same color because they had not yet painted their faces. Buffalo was the largest and strongest of the animals, and he was getting hungry. He wanted to be the chief of all the animals. He wanted to draw strength from all the other animals by eating their flesh. Buffalo wanted to become the eater of all animals. The human people also said that they should become the chief of all animals. People wanted to draw strength from all the other animals by eating their flesh. People wanted to become the eaters of all the other animals. Buffalo challenged the human people to a race. The winner of the race would become the chief of all the animals. The people said that they would accept such a challenge, but since buffaloes have 4 legs and people only have 2, the people claimed the right to have another animal run the race in the people's place. The buffaloes consented. The people chose the bird people to represent them in the race. They chose hummingbird, meadowlark, hawk, and magpie. All the other animals and birds wanted to join the race too, each of them thinking that just maybe they too had a chance to become chief of all the animals. All the animals took paint and painted their faces for the race, each according to his or her spiritual vision. Skunk painted a white strip on himself and his symbol for the race. Antelope painted himself the color of the earth for the race. Raccoon painted black circles around his eyes and around his tail. Robin painted herself brown with a red breastplate. The race was to be held at the edge of the Black Hills at the place known as Buffalo's Gap. The competitors would race from the starting line sticks to the turn around stick and then back to the starting line. All the animals painted according to their vision lined up between the sticks. Among the animals were the bird people, who would run the race with their wings for the human people, and Run Slender Buffalo, the fastest runner of all the buffaloes. The cry was given to begin, and all the animals and birds set out on the race. Hummingbird took the lead, ahead of Run Slender Buffalo, but his wings were so small that soon he fell behind. As the animals neared the turnaround stick, Run Slender Buffalo took the lead. Then Meadowlark came up beside Run Slender Buffalo, and the two went along side by side right into the turn. Run Slender Buffalo wheeled around the stick, her hooves thundering as she pulled away from Meadowlark, who went to make the turn. The animals in the lead passed the late runners who were still headed for the stick. Meadowlark fell behind and cheered on Hawk as he passed her. Hawk gained on Run Slender Buffalo, and it looked like he might pass her. Her heart was pounding and her legs were tiring, but Hawk's wings were tiring also, and soon he fell behind. Run Slender Buffalo was nearing the finish line as the winner. It looked like the buffalo people would become the eaters of all the animals. Then, behind the buffalo woman, wings beating steadily, came Magpie. She was not a quick starter, but her wing beats were hard and true. Her heart was strong. Her eyes did not wander from the finish line. She never looked back. Her wings were wide, and she drove herself forward with beat after beat after beat. All the other animals had fallen behind. Run Slender Buffalo looked over at the magpie, but the magpie never looked away from the starting sticks. With each beat of her wings, she moved past Run Slender Buffalo by no more than a length of her bill. At the starting sticks, many animals began to line up to watch the finish. Raccoon, who had fallen out of the race early, had returned to the starting sticks. Now he stood up between the sticks and put out his little hands for the runners to touch as they passed. He would feel the touch of whoever was in the lead and turn toward the winner. Closer and closer came Run Slender Buffalo, and some of the animals feared Raccoon would be trampled. Magpie gradually flew nearer to the ground so she could brush Raccoon's little hands as she flew past. Raccoon did not move, but stared straight at the onrushing pair. Magpie seemed to be pulling ahead. Run Slender Buffalo leaned forward as she ran to touch Raccoon's hand with her great nose. Magpie's wingtip touched Raccoon's little hand as he turned toward her an instant before Run Slender Buffalo thundered past, and he was surrounded by a great cloud of dust. All the animals waited breathlessly for the dust to settle. At last, there stood Raccoon with his little hand raised toward the path of Magpie. The human people had won the race. The buffalo wandered the great plains and ate grass, and the people became the great hunters, the chief of all animals.